Hey guys, it's Lou. How's everybody doing? I'm back today with a vinyl finds video. I've got mainly records to show, but a few CDs that I picked up at the end as well. So to start off, we have I won the contest about a month or so ago for Jason's channel, Otero 85 VC. So his contest was show an artist through for each decade starting from the 60s to the present. So I won a gift certificate for Amazon, which was $30 US, which translated to $40 Canadian. So I'm still waiting for, I was able to order a couple of records with that. I'm still waiting for one of them to come, but the one I did receive is this one. The Bowie Live at Nassau record from 1976, the Station to Station tour. This is an amazing live album. I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. I'll show you the inside. Great set list on here, great band. I think this probably now tops my live album list. I had when I did the list several videos ago, I put Bowie's stage album at #1. I think this one's actually better than that stage album. Highly recommended. Next, the most recent album from the reformed Slowdive. It's a self-titled album. Very much true to Slowdive's form. Slowdive is a shoegaze band that originated back in the 90s. They had 3 albums back then. One of them very highly critically acclaimed and loved by fans, Souvlaki, which I've showed before in 1 or 2 of my videos. This album just recently came out and is again the reformed original lineup. This is again very much true to form, very shoegazy, a lot of pedals on the guitars. The vocals are kind of buried a little bit in the mix. A lot of layering of guitar, sort of maintaining that constant bed of guitar that almost makes them sound like keyboards in a way. And very hushed vocals from the leaders of the band, Neil Halstead and Rachel Goswell. This is highly recommended to shoegaze fans and to anybody who's familiar with Slowdive's past work. You will not be disappointed. There's the back. It's just a self-titled album, 8 songs, but it spans, I think, about 45 minutes in length. Slowdive. Next, we have an album from 2016, probably one of my top albums. I played this a few times since getting it. It's the band Lemon Twigs. Lemon Twigs are fronted by 2 brothers, Brian and Michael D'Addario. At the time of making this album in 2016, the brothers were 17 and 19 years old. They're from New York. Both of them sing and play guitar and are drummers as well. So I think what happens is they, on the songs that one particular brother sings, he comes out and plays guitar and sings while the other drums. I highly recommend that you check these guys out on YouTube. They've done a session for KEXP and also a live session at Amoeba Records, which really showcase their talents quite a bit. They're heavily influenced by the Beatles and the Beach Boys. They say that they grew up on a steady diet of those bands based on what their parents introduced them to, and it shows in the music. The harmonies, there's a lot of harmonies in the songs that do remind me of the Beach Boys and also of the Beatles as well. Another influence on the band is The Who, and Live at Leeds is something that the brothers highlight as being something that was constantly on rotation in their house. So this album is called Do Hollywood, and it's from 2016, the Lemon Twigs. Next, we have a band from Brazil. This is the Bulgarians. This is their second album. I believe it's from 2015, called Manual. They're a Brazilian psych pop band, sing in all Portuguese, but this is quite good modern day psych, and I recommend this album to those of you that are especially into psych. Bulgarians, Manual. Next we have a triple live LP from Yes. This is called Progeny. This is from Yes's 1972 tour for the Close to the Edge album. By this point in this tour, which I believe is in the latter part of 1972, Bill Bruford had left Yes. He did play on the Close to the Edge album. He had left Yes to join King Crimson, and Alan White took over on drums. I'm not as big a fan of Alan White as I am a big Bill Bruford, but this is an excellent album. It's compared to the Yes Songs live album, which I don't have, so I can't really draw a comparison, although I've heard this sounds fantastic, and a lot of people have said that this album actually sounds better than the Yes Songs album. So this is a triple LP. The Yes Songs, I believe, is only a double LP. And this is again from 1972. It's called Progeny. Try and open this up a little bit. Fantastic album. Recommend it to anybody who's into prog and likes Yes. Next, we have one of my many Jimi Hendrix reissues. This is called Blues. This is basically Jimi doing an all blues set, covers. So for those of you that like your Jimi Hendrix more on the blues side, rock blues side, this is highly recommended. This cover is just amazing. It's made up of all famous blues musicians into a montage there, and on the back as well. These Hendrix reissues are amazing. I highly recommend them. They beautiful artwork on all of them, and the sound quality is excellent. And last of the vinyl, James Griffiths recently, I saw a video of his, really interesting video that he did on compilations, both compilations of various artists, but also best of a singular artist. And a recent comp that I picked up is for this gentleman, Robert Wyatt. Robert Wyatt, of course, was the drummer and vocalist for the band Soft Machine. This is a double LP compilation that does include some Soft Machine, well, one song anyway. The classic Moon in June song. That song, for those of you that know it, is a rather lengthy song. It encompasses all of side one on this. I believe it's from Soft Machine 3. And it features Robert on drums and vocals. That was before, of course, Robert had his accident that left him paralyzed from the waist down. Side 2 includes a couple of songs from the band that Robert formed after he left Soft Machine, Matching Mole. And then the rest of it is all solo Robert Wyatt material. I don't have any Soft Machine on vinyl or any other Robert Wyatt, and I thought, you know what, this comp is something that covers all portions of his career. Certainly it doesn't touch very deeply on it, but it is definitely a good one to have. My favorite song is that Soft Machine Moon in June song which is all of side 1. Continuing on comps, I picked up this CD for the band Guided by Voices. I'm not very familiar with this band, and this was one of the reasons why I picked up this CD, which is another reason why I think comps are really good. You know, they're a quick way to kind of get familiar with a band's material. And if you're into the stuff that's on the best of, it might lead you to purchase more material. So again, I'm very unfamiliar with Guided by Voices, but what I've heard from this CD so far, I like. And you know, if any of you out there that know this band, if you can recommend any particular studio albums that might be good pickups on vinyl, I'd appreciate that. Next, we have a new album by the leader of the Kinks, Ray Davies. This is the album Americana, released this year. This is Ray with backing band The Jayhawks, and it sounds exactly like that. It very much an Americana, true to the title feel. Fantastic songwriting by Ray Davies. And the Jayhawks are, I think, a perfect accompaniment for his songs. Highly recommend this. I was going to get this on vinyl, and at the last minute decided, you know what, let me get it on CD, and then you know, maybe consider it for a future vinyl purchase. But definitely enjoying this. This is his first studio album in, I don't know how long, like 20 some odd years. So, very good. In my last video, I showed a whole bunch of King Crimson albums, because I've been listening to a lot of King Crimson lately, and that led to this purchase. This is Adrian Belew's solo album, Inner Revolution. This was released, I think, in the early 90s, between a King Crimson break from those early 80s albums to the 1995 album Thrack. This is an excellent Adrian Belew solo album. There's some Beatles elements in this here, and Adrian's in fine vocal form, and his guitar playing, as always, like it was in King Crimson, is excellent. Inner Revolution, I believe from 91 or 92. And last but not least, I've shown some vinyl in past videos for the band Ween. This is a solo album by Gene Ween, the singer of Ween, otherwise known by his real name, which is Aaron Freeman. This album is just called Freeman. This is Aaron or Gene's second solo album. It's quite a bit different from Ween, but there's some elements there from Ween. This is an amazing album. Again, I didn't know how much was going to like this album, so I decided to go for the CD purchase. Melodically, this album is just beautiful. I'm going to say there's some Beatlesque moments in this, but the songwriting and the harmonies and melodies are just incredible. I would recommend that you listen to this album on YouTube, but I think it's available there in its entirety. This is a great sounding album. I even like it. I like it better than what I thought I was going to like it, and it's even better than a lot of Ween albums. It's certainly better than the Dean Ween album that was released last year by the guitarist Dean Ween, whose real name is Mickey something. I'm not really sure, can't remember. But this album by Aaron Freeman or Gene Ween is highly recommended. Beautiful album. Okay guys, that's it. I want to thank anybody who's subscribed to my channel, both from the beginning and in more recent times. And again, I invite you to make any comments about what I've shown today. And thanks a lot for watching.